Hey, it's your girl Elle Beasley, and I am here with my girl Shavana
Hey.
to discuss Pretty Little Liars' final 10 episodes.
Oh, I'm so excited,
I'm
man.
s-
The
this-
last episode is 2 hours long.
2 hours long. They say it's like
So
a
it's
big
9 and
movie
10.
event.
Yeah. And I bet you they're going to make us wait like a week.
They better not. We've talked about this many times. There
bet
better
you.
not be any breaks in between these 10 episodes. It
'Cause
needs to
I
be
need-
consistently every week.
Definitely, because I need to know who is AD.
I need to know who
And
AD
honestly,
is.
I want them to say it in episode 8
Mhm.
so we can focus on who AD is and why the motive happened in 9 and 10.
Okay.
I would be okay with that because you have to go all the way back
Mhm.
to figure out why this started. I don't think you can do it in 30 minutes in an episode. I don't
No,
think so.
no, and I think that's why the series finale is going to be 2 hours long. Like they said, I think it's so much fun. They get a chance to do so much with it.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
I'm so excited.
I know some people are a little antsy because our original A reveal was Mona, which
Yeah.
some people saw coming. Some people
I
were
did
just,
not.
I was one of those people. I wasn't sold yet that she wasn't, but I wasn't necessarily sure. And then once she got involved trying to help them, I was just like, oh crap, Mona's A.
Yeah, like it completely blew my mind. So that took me over the edge. What also took me over the edge was Toby. That broke my heart.
That broke my heart. I was with Spencer crying at the door.
And then when we found out Red Coat.
Red Coat was big. And then even, I know a lot of people weren't necessarily a big fan of the whole CC Charlotte A reveal. A lot of fans were kind of 50-50 on it. I didn't necessarily care that much for the reveal because I kind of already figured it out.
I didn't.
But then at the same time, I did appreciate the story of.
Because when she turned around, I was like, shut up.
Oh,
that's a girl.
Don't be so dramatic, Shavana.
Yeah, I was like, shut up. That's a girl. That was a boy. Like, I was like, yo, they did good.
They did good.
They did.
Well,
I was super excited for that. It was a big thing for the community.
Yeah.
At one point, it was so huge for them. I know they appreciated it
Mhm.
because like I'm such a PLL Twitter
Yeah.
talk all that.
Mhm.
So I know that, and I was for it
Right.
because
right.
it was so unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why AD has to be very much blown away.
Right, and that's what Marlena said. Marlena said she felt pressure. The cast, while they were at Paley Fest, actually talked about the reveal. Of course, they didn't reveal anything, but they did reveal their reactions, and they said they all were pretty much shocked. It was a lot of gasps at the table, like, "Oh my God, can you believe this?" So I'm excited to see who AD could be. But we have a couple theories between us.
Yes, we do.
Now, my favorite personal theory, and I
think we actually have the same theories, to be fair.
I think we do. I think we do. And one theory that me and you have agreed on, and I think I have kind of helped bring you to the dark side, my dark way of thinking.
It's so much.
It's so much. I gave you notes and everything.
Everything. I'm ready for it.
I think Spencer has a twin,
Okay.
and I think Spencer's twin is AD.
Right. Now, because Marlene definitely was like, you've seen this person, plain sight.
Mm-hmm.
And so far, AD has worn masks.
Yes, this is the only
and
time.
you've kind of helped me realize this.
Mhm.
But why would you need a mask if you're such a familiar face?
Exactly. That's to me the only reason, because we
So-
all know Mona and Toby wore the hoods. Then we know Cece did the whole hood thing,
But it was red.
But it was red. And even when she went full on black hoodie, she always kind of wore like just a regular black mask, so you couldn't see her face. And now we have this person who continues to hide in plain sight, whether it's as a bellhop, a maid, a police officer.
And it's always old people.
And it's always older people. So it's always just kind of thrown me off. And I'm like, well, you need a mask because you can't be seen. It's not just, you're identifiable in a sense of, like I would know your face if you attacked me. It's just, no, if you're walking around constantly while you're following the girls, we're going to notice that the maid is Spencer. We're going to notice that the bellhop is Spencer.
Right. And you pointed out another great fact. When Sarah Harvey went missing, that her friend Avery did not meet with the liars.
No.
And they said Avery's always disappearing. You brought it to my attention, and I'm like, I'm with it. Avery could be the Spencer twin. Avery starts with an A. Last name could be Drake. De Laurentiis. You never know.
You never know. And I always thought that was interesting because, of course, we know Spencer misses that meeting. Now, originally Spencer was supposed to come to that meeting, but doesn't end up coming. And
I forget why.
I think it was something she had to either handle with her family or Toby at the time.
Yeah.
But she ends up not coming to the meeting, just being Emily and Hannah. Avery doesn't show up, and I always thought that was interesting. Now, mind you, Arya doesn't show up either, but Arya was never supposed to go in the first place. It was supposed to be Emily, Spencer, and Hannah, and she never showed up. So I always thought that was interesting. But there are a couple clues I have about why Spencer could have a twin who could be AD.
Let's get into them real quick.
Okay, now, for one, I've always said that a lot of people want to protect Spencer, one of them being Garrett. Garrett told Spencer back in season 3, back when he was locked up, somebody you know well has you completely fooled. People lie, medical records don't.
But was he talking about Melissa's medical records with the baby? Because mind you, Spencer didn't know about the miscarriage until later on. Her mother kind of knew before. And like her mother knew right around that time. True. So I'm just saying.
It could have been, but there were two things that made me think it wasn't about Melissa in that way. And what I mean by that is, for one, we never got true reasons why Veronica decided to be Garrett's lawyer. And to me,
Veronica's just a witch.
And to me, you really needed a real reason to go in there and defend Garrett.
And not your daughters.
Exactly.
Okay,
and
I see where you're getting at.
Later on in season 3, the night Garrett dies on the train, before he dies, he followed that scene up where he said, I liked you. You were the one I wanted to help keep safe, but I wasn't strong enough. And of course, after that, he goes on his whole spiel. I want to tell you everything. She goes to get the liars. Garrett ends up dead. Blah, 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 blah.
Which that made me upset. That's what makes me mad. Now, mind you, like, why was it so important for Arya to hear this now when he had a bigger story to tell?
Well, I think for Spencer, it was more about, they all need to hear this. This can't be, I talked to Garrett and then you think he's lying. Because I think that's always been the problem. Every time they talk one-on-one to somebody, it turns into, well, are you sure? Or maybe you're just blinded by your friendship. Or maybe you just don't know.
Every time they talk to each other, they all get arrested.
Well, of course.
So I need them to be separated so we get more answers.
So I thought that was always deep with Garrett. Melissa has constantly said she's trying to protect Spencer. But specifically, I remember back in season 4 when she said, I've been protecting you since it started, before it started.
I'm telling you, Kate May.
I think a lot of that has to do with, I think it's possible that Melissa knows. If Spencer's twin theory is indeed correct, I think it's possible that Melissa knows about Spencer's twin and has all along.
Maybe Charlotte died because she knew too much.
And then I think there have been a lot of moments where people in her family and even her friends have mentioned moments where it feels like it could be a Spencer twin. For one, Veronica, I remember back in season 3, she said at one point to Spencer, it was like there were 2 of you. We never knew which one was coming down to dinner. You or your evil twin. She followed.
So do you think the evil twin took advantage of Spencer's drug abuse?
Possibly. Maybe, for all you know, she was coming into that house when you weren't there.
That's what I'm saying.
It's possible. Maybe it was just, like you said, maybe she was abusing your drugs. Maybe she was providing you with drugs and you just don't remember. We don't know. I also think it was interesting when she told Spencer the story about how she went off the rails and got into a fight with Melissa, and Spencer's looking at her like, I don't remember that. Now, possibly, if you were on the drugs at the time, which we believe she was, it's possible it could just been memory loss. But then again, maybe it wasn't you who went off the rails with Melissa.
Correct.
Maybe it was your twin. Spencer's memory lapses also kind of coincide with Melissa's memory lapse when Spencer said, hey, back when we were in elementary school, or at least when she was in elementary school, there was this bully. Melissa stood up to her and defended her, and Melissa looked at her like,
so you think the twin defended her?
I don't remember that. Like, what in the world, what are you talking about? I never did that. And she's looking at her like, yes, you did. Even when she told Toby she ran away once. And then Toby was kind of like, well, didn't your parents notice? And she said, when I got home, it was like my parents didn't even notice I had been gone. Thought that was interesting.
Maybe because they just didn't care.
Maybe they just didn't care. But it's just kind of like, you wouldn't notice that your daughter's gone. But if your twin comes in and kind of takes the place for you in that moment. And then I always thought this was interesting. This actually happened in season 7. When Mary Drake was looking at a picture of Spencer and Melissa, she said, you and your sister look so much alike, almost like twins. And Spencer replied saying, yeah, people used to say that a lot when we were younger. There's a 7-year age gap between you and Melissa.
I mean, they kind of could have symbolized each other.
True, but to look like twins, if you're going with the true twin idea, I don't look at a person, if you and me have a 7-year age gap, we may have some similarities, but we're not going to look like twins. Me and my mother look alike, but we don't look like twins.
Me and my dad look like twins. I can't even knock that.
Right, but you would notice the age gap.
Yeah,
obviously.
Definitely.
And I always thought that was interesting because I'm like, what do you mean? It's a 7-year age gap. Like right now, Melissa's supposed to be 30, Spencer's supposed to be 23. Even if you guys have some similarities, there's no way in heck I'm gonna think you guys are exactly the same age and you look like twins. You may have some similarities.
Jason and the Charlotte looked alike. Well, or Charles.
Yeah, they looked alike, but they were also only 16 months apart.
I mean, still.
So that one makes more sense compared to a 7-year age gap where there's a nice height difference. There's a nice probably weight difference overall.
Maybe Mary was just being crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's possible. But one of the biggest factors I have in this whole situation with the Spencer having a twin and possibly that twin being AD is the whole Hannah dream in season 7, episode 1.
That was crazy.
Now, one thing that has always thrown me off about that was the first thing is you have this dream, and I'm going to say a dream because I don't know if it was fully a dream. You have a dream with Spencer, but without the bangs.
Correct.
Now
Spencer now has bangs.
Spencer now has the bangs. I always thought that was weird. I don't think
it was like the middle part Spencer.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, I'm not going to have a dream about how my best friend looked 5 years ago in this moment. It just
But mind you, they weren't really close once they separated.
True, but
so
by
maybe
this time,
that was like her comfort zone.
Maybe, but by this time you guys have gotten, the game
technically
it's
only been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but we all know for them that friendship is lasting and everything like that. No, I don't. That was always weird. But even if you don't count that, let's just say we believe the dream is just older version or younger version of Spencer. The thing I didn't like or I questioned was in that dream, Spencer asked Hannah if she told them the truth about killing Charlotte. Now, Hannah replies, if I knew who killed Charlotte, I would tell. To me, the real Spencer would not need Hannah to ask Hannah that question.
But when she says, did you tell them the truth, are you sure Spencer's not talking about the AD person?
No, I think she's referring to the liars because because when she's saying this, she's saying, I remember when she's having this conversation, she's saying, hey, Spence, I think you're right. I think this A is smarter than the others. And then Spencer looks, but you told them the truth, right? And it was just kind of like, and even if she isn't talking about the liars, even if she's talking about AD, it still looks like this Spencer is fishing for answers that dream Spencer should know.
Gotcha.
And that's really what bothered me about that scene. To me,
and also you have also pointed out that Hannah used the term AD, and Hannah didn't know that name yet.
Well, Spencer used the term AD, but Hannah didn't catch on, and obviously Hannah's supposed to be, you haven't had water, you haven't had food, you've been tortured. I understand. I'm not going to be mad at Hannah for not catching it, but I think that was huge because Spencer says the words AD, and then I'm kind of like, okay, AD wasn't used until officially Hannah was kidnapped.
That was true.
So Hannah would not know. Dream Spencer would not know. Again, assuming this is a dream, Dream Spencer would not know to use the term AD because Hannah does not know what AD stands for yet.
Got you.
So I thought that
because they were calling it Uber A at one point.
Uber A, and then but Uber A was the name, but we knew they were going off the whole emoji with the whole devil emoji and things like that. It wasn't until Hannah got kidnapped and they sent the text saying, "Hey, thanks for giving me Hannah," that we finally got the AD sign. And then, like I said, I always thought it was interesting because I'm like, Hannah's whole dream, she shouldn't know that Dream Spencer shouldn't know about AD yet.
That is true.
Because this is all supposed to be from Hannah's mind, and Hannah wouldn't know the name AD.
Mind this, even if it's just a dream and Hannah's just crazy, Ren could possibly be AD.
He could.
He's always there.
He's always there.
Plain sight. He would need a mask to do things. And he knows the liars well.
He does.
Mind you, he broke into I believe he broke into Dr. Sullivan's office.
Okay.
They're doctors. They're the person that he calls when anything medically happens. I just think he's just always there. Just even when he was, Melissa was supposed to meet Spencer at the bar, Ren was there. Like, that was weird to me. So I think Ren could possibly be AD.
Okay. I definitely think Ren is involved. I'm not sold completely yet because I really want. My first theory is going to be
in love with the sister. That's Spencer's twin.
Oh Lord. my first theory is automatically Spencer has a twin and it's AD. But I think Ren is involved even if Spencer does have a twin. I'm not sold that he's officially AD yet, but I agree. He's been involved in too many instances. I always believe that from the moment he got to Radley and the attending at Radley, Eddie Lamb, remember him? He backed that up when he told Spencer, from the moment that guy got here, I believe he was here for all the wrong reasons. He told her that back when she was in Radley during her stint when she thought Toby was dead.
And he disappeared.
He
Eddie
disappeared
Lamb.
as soon as seems like he was ready to talk to Ezra. He disappeared. We never got, any confirmation about Eddie Lamb.
Questions and concerns.
I also believe that Ren is somewhat or somehow linked to Archer.
Yeah, I do too. They could
Allison's,
be brothers.
Yeah,
they could be
former husband.
Yeah, that's crazy. Brothers, best friends. I feel that it's like I said. AD is someone we are gonna least expect, and I get that, and I'm excited for that. No matter who it is,
right? No matter who it is, I'm excited.
I'm excited, but they need to make it make sense.
Yeah, it needs to make sense, and the reasoning needs to make sense automatically. There's no question about that.
Because if you're gonna go with the whole Archer and Ren thing, if they're brothers, mind you, Charlotte would have been his sister-in-law. And he had a sweet spot for Charlotte in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
So maybe he's just trying to get that revenge right there.
Okay.
Not only that, they killed his brother, if it is his brother. Because, Hannah drove in the car.
I think Ren knows a lot for sure.
But the thing is, I know one thing, the mask was a big deal. Did we ever know if it was the real Archer?
No, I mean, to this day, we know when Hannah and Spencer went to go dig up the body to confirm he's there, they found a body.
Yeah.
And it was a disgusting sight because I was eating food at the time, and I really wish somebody would have warned me about that scene. But nevertheless,
you really gotta watch it.
I know. I don't even eat anymore when I watch Real Life. I gotta wait till I gotta eat before
seasons ago.
I was over here eating. I was like, oh crap, okay. But nevertheless, we know they found a body. But then, as soon as they dug up the body, they got that call with the guy with the British accent that sounds a lot like Archer, and the only person we know with a British Aussie type accent is Ren.
So mind you, put it this way, just hear me out. Just hear me out. So if we're gonna go with a twin theory, whatever, maybe Ren had the mask on. They kill Ren by hitting him with the car, and Archer's still out there trying to get the revenge off of Cece.
Well, would that work? Because we're gonna see Ren in episode 5
with the mask.
No, without him. No.
I'm sure it would be a mask.
No. Remember, the first one we see is Ezra and
yeah.
But you think that person's wearing a Ren mask?
I think it is.
I think Ren is part of the. I think Archer's dead. I personally believe Archer's dead.
I don't know.
I don't think there's any reason now to keep him around. I
do.
I think you can keep the idea of him around. I think he's still linked to Ren. I'm just not sold that he's alive. I think at this point, Ren is going to be linked to Archer
Anything
somehow.
with Marlene is
oh no, nothing's guaranteed. We've learned that over the years. That's why we have these stress levels so high about the final 10 episodes. Now, my other theory is that Melissa is still possibly AD.
Melissa has to be.
Or like Ren is at least linked to AD.
I agree with that.
Because I think for Melissa, there are too many variables. For one, I believe her and Charlotte knew each other back from high school.
Before Kate May.
Before Kate May, I think definitely during the Kate May time, they either got close or they.
Which was weird because when you go back to the homecoming dance or whatever, wasn't Melissa a homecoming queen or? She was a prom queen.
Yeah, prom queen, homecoming queen. She won something. We obviously know she was very popular. Yeah.
So that's why I'm confused. Did her and Cece win that?
I'm not sure. We might have to go back into yearbooks of PLL and check that out. But
we're gonna have to sneak that in.
I think her and Charlotte knew each other way back. I think there have always been a lot of conflictions. She constantly says she's trying to protect Spencer, but then at the same time you do things that kind of put Spencer in jeopardy. At the same time, when we go back to these relationships, Melissa has been linked to so many people that have either died or who have tried to kill the liars. From Charlotte, I believe her and Charlotte did see each other.
Her own husband.
The night Allison disappeared. I personally believe, like you said, they knew each other way back when, from high school to college years, all that jazz. I think it was also interesting that she claimed, she was the Black Swan and everything, and all this crap because Mona blackmailed her. But then you show up to Mona's little powwow meeting when Allison was first revealed to be alive, kind of like a co-ringleader, like, yeah, we got to handle this situation. We know you and Jenna and Shauna at one point had some type of relationship, friendship.
Nah, she was their boss.
Exactly. So it always seems like she's constantly linked. I don't think it's a
the mask.
There's always been these different things with Melissa that just seem to be, it's too big of a coincidence. I always also found it interesting towards the end of season 7 that, again, Melissa makes it a point to be around for every big mommy daddy moment, yet you were missing from your mother's big grand party when she became mayor. And that's also the same night that Hannah got kidnapped. I always to this day thought that was very interesting.
Yeah,
now we
and
know
the suitcase.
now we know she was talking to Spencer constantly on the phone, because Spencer made the comment, Melissa keeps calling me, telling me to wish you good luck and keep her up to date. But I just always thought that was interesting. Like,
it's good.
Like, where are you at? She, like we said, she's always around, but never around. And she's another person, just like a Ren, who would need to wear a mask.
And again, mind you, she already had that mask of her face, you know, with that one creepy guy.
Exactly. So we know.
So she's familiar with it. And if you go back to Seth Baby, you know, he said the lady had dark hair, and she was like, it must have sucked being buried alive, all that. I don't even like dirt in my mouth. And it had to be revealed that, hey, guess what? Melissa actually did bury a body.
Yeah, well, we know she buried Bethany. Now the question is, how much did she know? Was it truly because she thought Spencer had did it, or was this again part of this whole plan that Cece and Melissa and etc. whoever else was
everybody that was supposed to be in that room,
you know, concocted in this sense? So I'm
technically dead, mind you. Besides Cece, but Cece was there that night.
And everybody pretty much that Melissa is ever, with the exception right now, I think of Ren, is dead. Ian is dead. Garrett is dead. Shauna's dead. Jenna's on her way.
Yeah, that girl.
So, I mean, at this point, I think Jenna and Ren might be the only two beyond Spencer, obviously, as far as this little, and Mona, beyond that connection, who haven't really died. And it's like, when you really start looking at these people that you've been involved with, they all have died.
It's so like your husband dies.
So I personally think Melissa.
And you see when she was in the hospital, she had that kind of grin on her face.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So I personally think that Melissa and Ren, if they are not, one of them is not AD, I definitely think they could be linked to AD. But my main theory still to this day is that Spencer has a twin, and Spencer's twin is AD. So that's my prediction. I hope it's the case. At this point, I almost feel like I'll be a little deflated if it's not a twin.
I need it to be the case. I need it, because Spencer's such a. I think Spencer's the show.
She is the show. She is
I get it, Allison. Like, you were dead, now you're alive. They were missing, but mind you, Spencer has been the brains. She's been the most hurt. She is just everything. Spencer's the heart of the liars. I
agree.
Feel like.
I agree. And I would love to see.
Mind you, when something bad happens, who do they always go to?
Spencer. No, I think at this point it would be almost wrong.
It would.
If the final story did not end with Spencer being kind of the main person. I think a lot of this happened. This final AD showed up because we know Charlotte died, and they wanted to find out Charlotte's killer. And I think
because
whoever this
that person is very close to Charlotte, and I do believe that.
Yeah, either very close to Charlotte, or at least wanted to be, because they knew the truth that this is, you know, family, and that's why I personally believe Spencer has a twin who is AD. So we're gonna find out.
I'm excited. Last 10 episodes.
Last 10 episodes. It starts April 18th on Free4. I can't wait.
And it's followed by Famous in Love, another crazy mystery. It has Bella Thorne in it.
Okay.
She's an aspiring actor. She won a contest. Someone dies.
I'm gonna probably tune in.
It's a Hollywood drug right here. You have to.
I think I'm gonna need some therapy.
I feel like you should binge watch The Famous in Love.
Okay.
Because you're not ready.
Okay. I don't think I'm gonna be ready.
You're not ready.
I think PLL is gonna have
because you started so late with PLL.
Yeah.
You're not ready for another twisted show like that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just say that. But those are both coming on Freeform. April 18th.
April 18th.
That's on a Tuesday.
Yes. PLL is first. Thank God.
Yes. Oh,
thank God. PLL is first.
And every Wednesday after, we'll give you some updates and some OMG moments and fill you in, all right?
It is the episodes of answers is basically what they're almost kind of saying. It's going to be answers, revelations almost each episode. Yep. So I'm excited. I can't wait. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm like shaking with excitement. I'm excited.
Well, I'm Shavonna.
I'm Elle Beasley, and thank you guys for tuning in. We can't wait to see how Pretty Little Liars ends.